Hey guys, Bob from Better Music here. Just going to take you through basically cleaning and prepping your fingerboard for restringing and setting up. As you can see, this is a really good example of a bad example. There's lots of built up dead skin and gunk all over the fingerboard here. There's also a lot of corrosion and whatnot on the frets. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all the crap out of this, and we're going to polish up these frets and get the luster back in them so they shine. So all you're going to need is some masking tape to cover up the neck pickup. If you had a middle pickup, you'd probably put it over there as well. That'll stop any of the steel wool filings getting on there and degaussing your pickups. Very important. The other thing you're going to need is some really fine steel wool. So with a rosewood board, you can generally just go at it and get this out. Just to give you an example, we've also got a maple board ready to go. If you're doing a maple board, you'd either have a fret guard to scrub the frets and to clean them, or you do this and tape off every single fret so you don't damage the fingerboard. All right, so there's no easy way to do this. You've just got to get into it. So, and you'll see the difference straight up. I'll do two and you'll see. So this is months, even years of built up dead skin and finger, oil and gunk. It's just horrible. We've seen some really shocking ones come through here, but this is a really good example of how a little bit of elbow grease will bring it back. So if you look at the first two frets there, all the crap that came off it there, and look at what we've got to go. So you just repeat this for all the frets. As I said, any of the steel wool filings that will sort of come off will actually magnetise to the pickup. You'll be able to peel them off from the tape here, you'll see towards the end as well. So I'll keep going.
Oh yeah, I know that bloke.
All right. So that's pretty much all the frets done. I'll just finish this one off slightly. Okay, so as you can see now, there's a whole heap of steel wool filings here on the tape that I've put down. There's also some down the side here. There'll also be some over the fingerboard. I generally just do this over it.
I'll ask Bill, Dave, who's the delivery boy now. Bill, run the Beaver 102.
That's the clean and scrubbed fingerboard. You can see the difference. The before and after is incredible. So what I'll do now, while everything's off it, get all the dead skin from in between the pickups as well is a really good thing to do. I'll just get down the side of the tremolo cavity here as well. Ew, gross. All right, so that's cleaning and that's scrubbing the board. Now, generally what we do with rosewood and ebony boards, we'll actually use like a fingerboard conditioner. We'll put this over the fingerboard and it'll actually take in and keep the board hydrated. What happens if it dries out too much is the frets will actually lift, and what'll happen is it'll raise frets out and you'll get buzzing in unusual places, and it's a real pain. So it's ideal to use this at least once, maybe twice a year when you do your restrings. Yeah, usually once or twice a year, and just a little bit goes a long way, So that's probably enough. You just sort of smear it over like this, let it take it's sort of the fingerboard will actually take it, depending on how dry the board is. It'll actually you'll see it in patches. It'll start to pool, but it'll also look like it's evaporated. You don't put too much on there. You don't want America to invade with that much oil on the board. And yeah, just leave it for about a minute or so. You don't need to leave it for too long. That's the other thing. If you leave it for too long, it can, again, have a detrimental effect. A lot of people use lemon oil as well. Personally, I don't like lemon oil for fingerboards, but it's a personal preference thing. So while this is all happening here, I'll just take you through the tremolo as well. Generally what I do when I do a Floyd Rose setup is I will actually oil the moving parts. It's really important to keep them lubricated as well, otherwise they'll dry out. All the dead skin and things can get in there and start to corrode and break them. So I'll clean all the dead skin and stuff that's stuck in here with just this plastic brush, and you'll see how much actually comes out. So you see it all here on the sides. Ew. Okay. Now what we use, I will actually get all of the gunk off this fingerboard. I reckon that's probably enough. It didn't really need a lot. You just sort of get in there and rub it off. You'll find that there'll still be a little bit of the residual dead skin left from when we used the steel wool on it as well. So it'll actually come up a bit grubby like that, but that's a good thing. We want that. Okay. So now what I'll do is, again, we'll get back to lubing these parts up. So I generally put a little bit of valve oil, like trumpet valve oil, that sort of thing, just in the thread holes there. And I'll put a little bit on the threads of these as well. You don't need a lot because a little bit goes a long way. All right, so you just sort of feed it through. So all of the oil that's in there. Again, I'll give it a bit of a scrub off with a plastic brush just to get any residual off. And then when we give the guitar the final polish, we'll get rid of all of it. All right, so that's pretty much prepping the guitar ready for restring. And all we need to do is get the strings ready, and that'll be the next part in the video, so rock on. Guitar mayo.
Yeah. Oh, dude, yeah.
Moving back, it's changing the break angle of the string, meaning that the string length is lengthening. You also find that this throws out